History students, this is Mr. Kalen, and this video is going to show you how to use EasyBib effectively. The first suggestion I have is to establish an EasyBib account. If you haven't already done so and you have questions, the librarians can help you out, or there's also a page on the library site that provides sign-in information. The reason why to do that is that it will allow you to create individual projects. So you can see, for example, I've created some sample projects. You would create most likely a project per essay. And the reason why then you can do that is you can have all of your citations go into a specific project. Makes it much easier to organize. So if I clicked new project, I could type in sectional conflict essay, for example. I would click create, and then I could create a situation where everything that I cite would go into that specific folder. All right, let me show you some other tips when you use citation. So the first thing that I'd like you to generally do is to make sure that you're using manual cite almost always, rather than just copying and pasting a website. By going to manual cite and clicking here, it will ensure that you're thinking thoughtfully about the article title, who wrote it, the website title, the URL. You may not have all this information, but by going through this process, you'll ensure that you eventually create the citation properly. I will say that if you're using a book, for example, you may click on the book, and then if you do find the title or the ISBN, which is a number, and it shows up, that would be a situation where you would most likely use potentially the automatic citer to cite it. But otherwise, in general, if you're using any kind of articles or electronic databases, if I went over here to Journal and I clicked Manual Cite, it once again would ask me for all the information that I could then use to create the proper citation. And again, here is an example of an article title from a journal. The last thing I want to show you is how to download your bibliography once it's created. And to do that, I'm going to go back to my projects. And here would be my sample project. This could be, for example, a sectional conflict essay or your research paper itself. I would have more than 2 citations, but for this example, here are my 2 citations. If I click Export and I click Print as Word Doc, what this is going to do is it's going to create a situation where I can then download the Word document, and I'll pull it up. And what EasyBib will do is it organizes it alphabetically, creates proper spacing, and then indents properly with the second line here. So I would highly recommend you use this. I could then copy and paste this into my Google document, and the works cited would most likely be formatted correctly, assuming that you entered the information correctly into EasyBib. I would recommend, again, if you have questions, checking in with the librarians, or feel free to email me or meet with me with any more questions about EasyBib. Hopefully this video helped.